Hello, welcome. We are just a little late getting started. I am so sorry. I'm like 5 minutes past. I'm a little bit off my game this week because this last week was so hectic and busy. I am still recovering, getting some sleep. I have been exhausted, but we are here. I am excited to be here tonight with you guys. If you are new, welcome to the stream. My name is Amy Prokopis. I am an indie author. I write paranormal romance and romantasy, always with a little bit of spice. And I'm very active online on social media, here on YouTube, where I post vlogs and just kind of writing related content. So super fun things. Tonight, I am working on my draft of Submitting to the Beast. I am currently sitting at 40,081 words. I have not done a ton of writing the last one or 2 days. I've done a little bit here and there, but I haven't done quite as much because I have been implementing final edits for book 1 in this series because it's a duology. I have been implementing edits for Taming the Beast, which I finished today. So exciting. So next step in the process for Taming the Beast is sending that off to PA bestie Jill, who is going to proofread it and give me her final thoughts. So from there, I'll make slight adjustments, little things here and there as needed. But Taming the Beast is pretty much finished. I'm super excited. So I just have to get that to her tomorrow. And we are back on the drafting game. So the goal is to try and finish drafting Submitting the Beast by the start of June. That is the timeline I've sort of set for myself. So that is what I will be working on tonight. So I am going to put that in the chat. I'm drafting Submitting to the Beast tonight. I am starting the stream at 40,081 words. I am excited. All right. So dropped that in the chat. Got it right there. And I also have a cherry Coke Zero with me tonight that I will be drinking as I work. And I have my earbuds because I like to write with music, usually the same song over and over. That is usually how I prefer to work. So that is what we will be doing tonight. So welcome in. Welcome to the channel. Happy to have you along. I don't really have too many updates, just that I've been really busy this last week. We are at the very end of school. For those of you who also are parents or educators, because in my house, we are both. My husband still works in public education. I used to, and our son goes to school. So we are into the season of the end of the year, which is a lot. Very hectic, trying to get things accomplished and just finish out the year really strong and smooth. And that is pretty much where we are. So this next week, similar to last week, is also really busy in different ways though. Last week, I was running around a lot from event to event. I also had a ton going on. But this week, it's not so much my schedule that's so busy as it is Alex's. And it's also not like really long events. So we have an event every single night this week, but they're not as long as this last week. So hopefully not as taxing. The last week I was not getting a ton of sleep. I was doing lots of late nights, which I did not enjoy, but it's all right. We survived it. I got a little bit extra sleep, slept in throughout the weekend. It was much better. And I have been trying to take care of myself physically because I think all the time outside I've been spending for football practices has kind of worn on me. I think allergies caught up with me from being outside. So that's not so great, but it's all right. It's all right. We're managing. So feel free to tell us in the chat or in the comments below if you're watching the replay what you are working on currently. I would love to know. Or maybe you are just hanging out, just want to catch up on all that writing updates from me, and you're just hanging out, maybe doing homework or chores around the house, whatever it is you may do. Writing sprints or just productivity sprints in general are a great way to get things accomplished in really short bursts. I think it makes it a lot easier to accomplish tasks because it doesn't feel as difficult to tackle them. So that's that. I do think I want to just kind of go ahead and jump into things. I have a feeling I am going to have a shorter sprint ahead of me. If you are new here on this channel, we will do 3 productivity sprints. They will be 25 minutes each. We will meet up in between to chat updates. I'll talk about my projects, where I am in the process, and other fun things. If you ask questions and stuff, we'll just chat. And that's that. So we'll do 3 rounds, 25 minutes each, and then we'll be done for the night. See how far we can get. I normally, during these live streams, am able to get 1,000 words written, which is really good. But we will see, because like I said, I am kind of getting back into it. I haven't been with my draft for a few days, so I think I may be a little slower at it. And I know I need to get up and finish something, go grab something real quick from the other room. So I'm going to be a little slower to start, but that is perfectly fine. We all move at our own pace. Even a snail's pace is moving forward. So sometimes I have to remind myself of that, but we're going to do all right. And I think that brings us to sprint number 1 of the night. So we're going to put 25 minutes up on the clock. I am going to mute myself. You won't hear anything from this video except when this timer goes off. You will hear the timer go off at the end of the 25 minutes. So there's that. Here's to a really great first sprint. I already put in the chat what I am starting at, 40,081 words. Hopefully we will get a lot added to my word count. Alrighty, 25 minutes on the clock, and 3, 2, 1, sprint. All right. Welcome back. I got a little bit of writing done, not a ton. Where am I? 40,257 words. Looks like that is where I am. I kind of forgot where I was starting. Oh, that's right, 81. So I wrote 1,000, not 1,000, 176 words. Not too bad. I am actually pretty impressed with that considering how late I got to start. I don't think I started writing until we had oh my gosh, I don't even know, 16, 15 minutes left. So in 15 minutes, I got about that much done, which is really good. So I am pleased with that. Yeah, can't really go wrong there. Let me know how far you guys got with your projects in the chat if you'd like. Let's talk a little bit about this project. Just so, for reminders, I am working on the Billionaire Beasts of New York duology, which is super exciting. There are 2 books, hence duology. Book 1 is Taming the Beast, which is my vampire human romance. It features a billionaire vampire. He runs a jewelry company that is his business, and he co-owns a nightclub, an exclusive nightclub for the supernatural beings of New York City. He co-owns it with his werewolf friend, billionaire werewolf friend, which is book 2, which is our werewolf guardian romance. If you've never read any of my books before, I have a trilogy. It is much more of a young adult, upper young adult trilogy called Guardians of the Sixth Gate. That is the entire world of the Guardians. However, they are also featured in Curse of Wings and Darkness and this series also. So Guardians, basically they just guard the gates across the world to the Shadowlands or the supernatural underworld. They're trying to close the gate to keep all of the bad things from crawling out into the mortal world, and they all have supernatural powers. So book 2, Submitting to the Beast, which is what I'm drafting right now, follows our billionaire werewolf. He is the CEO of Out West, which is an outdoorsman, kind of like an outdoor clothing giant company that he runs, and he's also co-owner of the Beast, the supernatural nightclub. So those are our 2 books. So I am working on the second book in the duology right now. I am drafting that, Submitting to the Beast. This down here, Taming the Beast, is book 1. It came back from my editor on Thursday, and I spent the weekend in the last half of last week mass inputting and adjusting the book to get final edits finished. And tomorrow I am taking it to what I lovingly on the internet call PA Bestie Jill, because she is my personal assistant in the author world and also a close friend of mine. And she is proofreading. She will be proofreading the book for me just to pick up any final things that maybe has shifted or don't make sense or are strange after I've implemented edits and made my adjustments. So she's the final check. Oh, I'll go back through and adjust. Gosh, I'm starting to feel allergies coming on, like hardcore. Oh my gosh. Ah. Hopefully this won't be something that continues throughout the rest of the week, because I really need to stay on top of my game so that I can get a lot of writing done for this book, and also because we're just really busy this week. So other updates for Taming the Beast or the Billionaire Beast of New York is really just that I am finishing drafting book 2. Once I get my notes back from Jill for proofreading, I am going to finalize the book and do formatting and the fun stuff. I get to do proof copies, like the paperback proofs, which is super fun. I think I want to do a little bit more with this series. I think I want to make it the books themselves. Think I want to actually make the product themselves a little prettier. I'm thinking of doing like just the normal deal that I typically do, but I think I am going to do forced edges on these books, meaning that the edges of the books will be colored. It'll have colored, not colored pages, but when it's closed, the pages will be colored. That is my thought. Um, I think that's what I want to do with these books just to make them a little bit more special since I'll be rapid releasing them and they will be finished across the board. So together, they will make kind of like really pretty little books on your shelf. I would still really like to do my Kickstarter to do the collection together. I already have the cover and everything for that. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited. And I have more thoughts about what I would do. However, the more I like think into it and the more I want to do, I don't know if I can do it the way I originally had thought. I thought it would be fun to release the combined duology ahead of the book's release so that people could get a really, really special exclusive print run and you'd have the entire duology before they ever went public. I just thought that was so cool. And I don't know if I'll be able to do it. I've also thought about just running the Kickstarter for the 2 paperback books and just like giving them out as a set through Kickstarter. But I don't know. I really like, especially being Kickstarter, which is really like a platform for special editions. I really like the idea of doing the complete duology there. So it honestly just depends on how quickly I can wrap up writing, submitting to the Beast, and get that turned around and edited because I may still be able to do it like I had planned with the Kickstarter. I could always push back the release of these books. However, I don't want to push them back too far into the fall just because fall is prime time and has been for the last 2 years for Curse of Wings. And I want the 3rd Curse of Wings book to come out on schedule like it has been. So I don't want to really offset that schedule too much. So thoughts in the comment would be helpful if you really are, I don't know, somebody who really likes the idea of having just the special edition early before the books release publicly. I think that'd be fun. I still want to release them regardless. So it'll be coming either way, but I don't know. I need to do a little bit more thinking on it, I think. So we'll see. All right. Woo, I may take something for allergies here in a second. But we should move into sprint number 2. I am picking up at 40,257 words. Hopefully this will be a more productive sprint, get a little bit more done is what I'm hoping for. See how much writing I can do. So that is where I'm picking up from. Best of luck to you guys with whatever you may be working on tonight as well. So, second, 25 minutes on the clock in 3, 2, 1, sprint. Okay. So, much more productive. Second writing sprint. I wrote 507 words this time. Much better. So, that puts me at 683 for the live stream so far. So, we're getting closer to the 1,000 mark, which is awesome because that is a pretty normal writing session for me, about 1,000 words. So I am happy with that. Getting back into it, I think I'm actually at the end of this chapter. Let's see. I'm on chapter 16. So we are getting, I think, to the end of it. So I think I'll wrap up chapter 16 in this next sprint and start on 17, which is nice. We're getting a lot more character information in these chapters, getting to see our main characters in a new environment, get to know them a little bit better, and kind of their motivations and stuff, which is fun. So, yeah, exciting things. Yeah, it's going well so far. So, yeah, I really don't know what else to say. I know the ticker down below says that this break is all Curse of Wings series updates. I don't really have any though, because I am still finishing the plotting and planning stage ahead of drafting. My plan is once submitting to the Beast goes off to my editor, the plan is to sit down and start drafting the third Curse of Wings book. So that should be in June, sometime closer to the end of June, I would imagine. I have some trips planned in June and not so much July, but in June. So I don't anticipate getting a ton of writing done in June. I think most of the writing will happen in July, which is okay. I think it'll be a quick turnaround. I don't think this book will be ready at the 1st of October like the other two have been previously. I think these will be a little bit later, closer to the end of October at earliest release dates, but that is okay. I'm still happy with that. I am trying to just not put extra pressure on myself, especially for things that are self-imposed, like a lot of my writing schedule. These are all self-imposed dates I have for myself, at least until I get other people involved, like my editor, and even then can kind of play with my dates. So trying not to stress myself out to accomplish things too much. So I don't really have updates for you guys, and I don't think anybody has asked any questions recently regarding Curse of Wings to even discuss. So yeah, I think maybe just because I don't want to stay up super late today because I have been so busy, I think now would be a good time to do our final 25-minute sprint of the night, and then we will come back together, talk a little bit about the week moving forward, set our intentions, what I'm hoping to accomplish for myself in the world of Amy Prokopis publishing. And then, yeah, it'll be off to a great start of the week, I think. So that's that. Final 25 minutes on our clock. 3, 2, 1, sprint. Okay, so that was the end of the sprint. I finished chapter 16. I've just opened up and got stuff open and ready for chapter 17. And haven't started yet. So I didn't actually, I don't know. Let me tally things. I don't feel like I wrote quite as much. I feel like I was being kind of picky about where things are going. Yeah, I didn't write as much. I wrote 254 words in that sprint, which is still perfectly fine because that puts us at 937 words. And while I'm not going to stay up late to write tonight, I am going to at least sort of start into this chapter just because I'm going to pick this up in the morning with morning writing sprints because I write every morning. I need to do that. I also need to finish prepping things to hand off my book, to hand off Taming the Beast to PA Bestie Jill. So I have to do that prep plus our writing sprints in the morning. So I have a few things I need to tackle in the morning, but I want to make sure I'm in a really good position when I come back to this chapter. So I am going to write just a little bit. Ideally, I would like to write enough to get me to like 1,000 words for tonight. It wouldn't be the end of the world if I'm short of that though, but I think it's possible. So that is pretty much it for the stream. Thanks for sticking with me. I hope you guys got a lot accomplished. Make sure to check the links in the description box for my books and all of my social media accounts because I'm very active online. And make sure to like this video down below. That helps a ton here on YouTube. So if you could take a minute to like that. And if this was fun and you want to come back next week for another live stream or like to keep up with my projects or other bookish authorly things, you can subscribe down below. It would mean a lot to me. So thank you guys so much. I hope you guys have a really great week. My week is super busy with events every single day, but I'm hoping that it's going to allow me a little bit of downtime between events since they're not really mine. I'm just kind of chauffeuring people around. I'm hoping it will provide me a lot of writing time. So that's it. Thanks so much for watching. Read books, be kind, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.